All right, everybody, welcome back to an all-new episode of Maksim Outdoors. I'm Bill, and happy 2023. So in case you didn't notice in the title description, this is my year in review, my second annual year in review. This video is going to be all about looking back onto 2022, and then I'm going to be showing you some sneak peeks at some future hikes we're going to be doing on the channel in 2023. So stay tuned for both of those. I got all of your most answered questions, threw them all in a hat, so we're going to be doing a little Q&A session as well. I'm going to be doing a giveaway sometime in this video. If you're interested in winning a hat or a Maksim Outdoors t-shirt, stay tuned for that. I'll ship them to you as long as it's in the United States. So yeah, happy 2023. And as you can see, I'm not at Maksim Studios that I usually do these videos at. I'm out of a bit of a cooler location, as you can see here. You know how much I like the CCC, you know how much I talk about the CCC on this channel. Well, I lucked out and booked a 1933 built CCC rustic cabin. No running water, but it does have a fireplace. So what better way to ring in the new year, 2023, with everybody out there. I know it's already 2023 for you guys, but right now it's December 27th. So a cold December 27th too. So anyway, gonna stop yapping, and here are some of my favorite views, favorite trails, and a look back at 2022. I hope you guys all enjoy it, and I hope you guys all enjoyed coming with me along for some of these awesome hikes and adventures in 2022. So yeah, check this out. All right, well, hopefully you guys all enjoyed that video. 2022 was a blast. It's the year that I was calling Tombstone to Tennessee. We started the year off in Tombstone, Arizona, and ultimately ended it down in Nashville, Tennessee. So it was a year full of ups and downs, everything from black bears to rattlesnakes to getting lost to some really fun trails along the way. So anyway, I did put together some stats and stuff. So if you're curious, I know I am. We went to 10 new state parks throughout the year, 1 new national park, the 2 cities that I just named, my day-in videos. Let me know what you think of those, if you like them, if maybe you can do without them. I have fun doing them. They're a lot of work, but yeah, so Tombstone and Nashville, both day-ins, and we have the one from New Orleans last year. We did about 150 miles of hiking this year, and then 17 Pennsylvania state parks as of now. And spoiler alert, I've already gone and done a couple more that are going to be coming out in 2023. So a new thing I'm doing for 2023 that I'm really excited for is my new ID system. I feel like I need a cooler name for it, but anyway, when I go out hiking and when I go out exploring, whether I see like a white-tailed deer or, you know, an orchid or something, I'm gonna put a little pop-up down below in the video like this, and it's gonna tell you what it is and a number beside it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as we see these species out in the wild, whether it's a fish, an eagle, you name it, it's gonna have the name and a number, and we're gonna see how many different species we can ID by the end of 2023. So it's a fun challenge, and I think it'll be fun to kind of compare, you know, 2023 to 2024. So that's kind of my new thing for 2023. And then, of course, we're almost to 2,000 subscribers. Wanted to thank everybody out there, everybody that just does small stuff like liking the video, leaving me comments. There's so many of you guys out there that just leave me a nice simple comment like, hey, great video, I appreciate that. It takes 2 seconds to leave me a comment, and I enjoy reading each and every one that you guys send to me. And then the goals for 2023, I'd like to be at 5,000 by the end of the year. So kind of setting the bar high, and we're going to try to make it to at least 10 new Pennsylvania state parks, as well as hitting some high points along the way as well. And I will be doing some backpacking this year. I feel like I said that last year, but me and Sam just had a chat a couple days ago. I think we're going to try to do Minister Creek here in the spring. So you guys could look forward to that. Maybe learn a thing or two about backpacking, and some review videos along the way as well. I've already filmed 1 or 2 of them, but I think this channel kind of needs a little bit of something different besides just hiking. So we're going to do some how-to videos, some reviews, and stuff like that, and potentially some new fishing videos as well. So yeah, I did want to give out some shout outs to some of my favorite YouTubers out there that always, you know, reach out to me or comment or give me inspiration. So Hiker Dude Dad, great channel. He does a lot of the state parks in Pennsylvania. I think we're going to try to do a collaboration here in the coming future. Wandering Out Yonder, I believe they're from like central Pennsylvania. They do a lot of the same stuff that I do, a lot of state parks, but they do a lot of traveling out west too. They just did some videos out in California and Mount Rainier. So if you guys want to check them out, they're pretty awesome. Mountains into Memories, they also do the same style videos I do, but it seems like they do a lot more stuff down towards like Virginia and Tennessee, as well as Pennsylvania. Give them a check out. The Wandering Woodsman, the OG of Pennsylvania YouTube. If you haven't heard of him, then I don't know, you're missing out. And Adventure Archives, they're one of the larger channels that I mentioned, but if you want to learn about native species, fungi, tree IDs, you name it, check them out. And Walter Zolna, another really awesome cinematic YouTuber. He will basically make you feel like you are there with him. He is that good. So a couple YouTuber shout outs. Make sure you check them out if you get bored. It's getting to be that time of the year where there's really nothing to do. So give them all a check. And all right. So I guess we're gonna get to the question and answer section here. All right, well, let's get to the question and answer session here. Like I said, the most asked questions that were sent in to me, whether it was on Instagram, YouTube, you name it, I threw them all into a hat, and I'm gonna try to rapid fire these off and get through these as quickly as I can. So let's get to it. All right, first one, my favorite YouTubers. So I already kind of mentioned that, named a couple of my favorite local YouTubers. I'm also a big fan of Bald and Bankrupt. If you've never seen him, check him out. So yeah, Wandering Woodsman, Wandering Out Yonder, Walter Zolna, Bald and Bankrupt, all great YouTubers. Check them all out. How many PA state parks have you been to? So as of now, for this channel, as you're watching it, I've been to 17, but I've been going to PA state parks since I was a wee little lad. And I'm probably up to close to 30 by now that, you know, some of them I haven't filmed at yet. Like Yellow Creek and Prescow and Erie Bluffs, Lynn Run, places like those. So look forward to that. I'm gonna be going to all these state parks eventually, but yeah, so about 30, I would say. Next question. Let's see how. All right, dogs or cats? That's a really easy one. Dogs, because I'm allergic to cats. So, alrighty, tips for a new YouTuber. That's a really good question. So first and foremost, I would say don't get disgruntled, because YouTube is one of those things that it takes a long time to build up like your repertoire. Unless like you're a celebrity and you're well known already, I don't care if you have a friend circle that has 100 people in it. It's gonna take some time to build that up. Just don't get discouraged. As sad as it is to say, I feel like YouTube nowadays is more quantity over quality. You could put out one good video a week and see somebody else putting up 5 crappy videos a week, and most likely they're gonna get more videos than you. So I'm not saying to do that, because I always strive for quality, but that's the sad truth about YouTube nowadays. So don't get discouraged, try your best, have fun doing it, and don't let filming ruin what you love, because there's a fine line there. You can go out and try to get those perfect shots and absolutely just not like what you're doing. As weird as that sounds, just go out and have fun while you're doing it, and never lose focus on why you started your channel, and try to pick, you know, that one little niche that you really enjoy, whether, you know, it's hiking or eating pizza or anything like that, and try to just do something a little bit different than everybody else out there, whether it's better editing, going to places that people haven't been before. Just try to put your spin on it, try to be different, and you'll be good. So yeah, main thing though is don't get disgruntled, because, you know, it takes time to build up like a fan base, I guess you could call it. So that's my tip for new YouTubers. How long have I been hiking? That's another good question. So I've been hiking for as long as I could pretty much remember. You know, I remember walking around by myself in the woods when I was, you know, 12, 13. But real hiking to me, like solo hiking, as soon as I got my driver's license when I was 16, 17, I remember driving up to Ontario with my passport, solo hiking up there to a place called the Devil's Punch Bowl up in Hamilton. So probably since I was 16. So yeah, I've been doing this for over 15 years now, solo hiking and doing stuff like this, and now I get to share it with everybody out there. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So yeah, about 18 years now at this point. My favorite music. So what do I listen to? You know, I don't really listen to music on the trail, but when I'm heading out to the trail, you know, I like my country. I like the old school stuff. I'm not a big fan of pop country. Sturgill Simpson, Hank 3, Whitey Morgan. Those are 3 that just popped in my brain. Black Keys, I like that bluesy kind of southern rock. So yeah, that's like four artists for you guys right there. Favorite state park in Pennsylvania. Just off the top of my head, World's End. That park was a blast. You guys seen the videos, and yeah, I think that is my favorite state park as of right now. We'll see if that changes at the end of 2023. Boots or shoes? This is kind of like the age-old hiking question that I feel like everybody from the Appalachian Trail to day hikers get an argument about, and I'm going to be right down the middle here. I think boots have their season and shoes have their season, and there's going to be people that disagree with me out there. In the wintertime, I like wearing boots, and in the summertime, I like wearing shoes. And the spring and fall, you can kind of fall somewhere in between there. But if I did have to pick, I'm a shoe hiker. I was always a boot hiker until probably about 3 years ago. And then I made the transition over to Forsake shoes and fell in love with them. They're a lot more lightweight and water resistant. They're not waterproof, but yeah. So I would take shoes, but both have their positives and negatives. Filming equipment. I feel like I go over this all the time. If you're new to this channel, I use GoPros primarily. I have a GoPro 7, a 9, and a 10 at this point. This is the 10 that I'm filming on right now. So I use a selfie stick and a tripod, which it's on the tripod now. The selfie stick, I'll usually film all my narrations and stuff, and then my tripod will do all the walk-bys and time lapses and stuff like that. So other things I use are my iPhone 12, and I'll do a lot of the zoom-ins and plant photography, flower photography, and stuff like that on the iPhone. And that's my only gripe right now with GoPros. You can't zoom in, you can't focus. And I feel like within 2 years, iPhone's really going to catch up. By iPhone 16, I would say. GoPros might be obsolete because the new GoPro or the new iPhone 14 actually has stabilization built in. They even have new satellite. You can SOS call now on the iPhone, so you could basically eliminate a Garmin and a GoPro here soon, I'm thinking. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe everybody will be carrying around iPhones filming, but yeah. So I use GoPro as my iPhone, and I do have a drone as well. I use the Mavic Mini 2. You might have seen some of those shots. All right. Do I believe in Sasquatch? This is probably one of the funnier questions that I received. So, no, I really don't, but my mind is open. I've been out in places in Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, where I've looked out for miles, probably 20, 30 miles off a mountaintop, and I've seen nothing but, trees for as far as I could see. And, it kind of makes you wonder, yeah, there could probably be something out there, but just there being no physical evidence, no dead Bigfoot ever being found, kind of questionable. So my mind's open. Do I think there's one out there? Probably not, but hey, who's to say? Longest hike I've done in one day, so my longest day hike. That was a pretty memorable one. Mileage wise, it was about 29 point something, 29.3, 29.5. I actually hiked around the entire portion of Pymatuming Lake in one day. Started in Jamestown, hiked up to the causeway, came all the way back down around the dam, and yeah, I will never do that again. That was by far probably the worst hiking experience I ever had. My feet didn't feel the same for probably a month or two after that. Next one. Ooh, got two here. Do you get scared hiking solo? And this is probably one of the most asked questions I get, not only from you guys out there, but people I work with, family members and stuff like that. It's one of those things that I've been doing so long. I've been doing this for 18 years now, which is kind of mind-boggling when I say that. But I don't know. I always have a plan B, and most of the times I have a plan C. When I'm going out in these places with no cell service, I always make sure I have somebody knowing where I'm going. The main thing that scares me are other people. Bears and raccoons and bobcats and even mountain lions and grizzly bears in some of the places I've hiked don't really bother me so much. Animals are predictable. Humans aren't so much. Some of my weird run-ins have been with people on the trail. But do I get scared when I go hiking? No. For the most part, I don't. Every once in a while I'll run into a situation where I get a little, weirded out. But there's always a way around that. and I always try to have a plan B or a plan C, like I said. So no, I don't necessarily get afraid, but it's always good to have that in your mind to, don't get complacent. That's the big thing, You could be out winter hiking like I was today and fall and hurt your ankle or hit your head, and that might be it for you. But you always want to make sure you have, an extra jacket or a first aid kit, flashlight, a map. You always got to be, wary of those things. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so let's get on to the next question. My go-to beer. So we go from safety to beer. How do you like that? So my go-to beer would be Yingling. Always good. So if you're looking for a Christmas present for me, there you go. All right. What kind of tent is that? So that's referring to my Kelty late start single person tent. Do I like it? Yes, I do. I've had it for almost 3 years now, and I'm probably due for a new tent here in the near future. But my one complaint is, now I know it is a one-person tent. It's small, and when I mean small, I can't take like my clothes bag in with me at night. There's not enough room. And then when I was camping up at Cook Forest this year, I had my little buddy heater and nearly burnt my face off a few times trying to adjust the dial in that tent. But I tell you what, that Mr. Buddy heater gets that tent warm in about 2 seconds. So if it were up to me, I wish I would have spent the extra money and got the Kelty Late Start 2-person tent. But overall, great tent, hasn't leaked on me, haven't had any issues with it, so yeah. My favorite hiking season. This is another one that gets thrown out to me just about every year. Now I will say this, I hate summer hiking. I hate being sweaty and then going back and sleeping in a hot tent. If you would ask me this last year, I would have said fall hiking was my favorite, but spring hiking is becoming one of my more favorite seasons. So it's probably tied right now between fall and spring. All right, most essential piece of gear. This was a tough one because, what is gear? Like, are my boots gear? Is my book bag gear? Is my tent gear? My headlamp gear? I think if I had to pick between any of those, it would come down my footwear. Everybody's always telling you, make sure you wear the proper footwear on the trail, and not to try and sound like your dad out there, but it's really important whether you're hiking over boulders or you're hiking in snow, sand. You always have to kind of keep that in your head, which type of shoe wear you're gonna benefit the most wearing. So most important piece of gear to me is what is on my feet. Least favorite Pennsylvania State Park. That's a pretty tough one because for the most part, I've enjoyed just about every single one of them. But the one that comes to my mind is probably Caledonia. I don't know if you've ever been out and just got kind of weird vibes or off vibes about something, but Caledonia, I kind of had the whole park to myself, the whole campground to myself when I was camping out there. And that really doesn't bother me, but one morning I got up and it was probably like 7 a.m., got on a trail, and I was walking down through the campground, and then all of a sudden there was a guy laying basically right in the middle of the trailhead. And from a distance, I didn't know what it was. It was like a lump of clothes. And it was probably 33, 34 degrees in the morning, and I just remember seeing steam coming off this pile of clothes. I'm like, what the heck is that? So anyway, the closer I get to it, I realize it's a homeless guy that's sleeping underneath a blanket, basically right on the trailhead. So that kind of freaked me out, walking up. I'm like, is this guy gonna follow me up here and try to rob me, or what? And then I go another like 3 or 4 miles, taking my good old time. And if you ask any hiker what the freakiest thing that they run into, it's being in the middle of nowhere, 4 or 5 miles into a trail, and then running into somebody else that has no hiking equipment. So that same day I saw the homeless guy on the trail, I ran into another guy. It's like he was like a Mexican with aviators on, no water. It wasn't even bright out, which was even weird that he was wearing aviators. No book bag, no water, no nothing. Just kind of street clothes in the middle of the woods, and I don't know. So, yeah. Sorry for giving Caledonia a bad rap because of 2 people, but as of right now, I would say probably Caledonia was my least favorite state park. What do you do when you aren't exploring? Well, I'd like to think I'm pretty much just like you guys, you know. I own a house, I have a girlfriend, I have other hobbies as well. I was really into photography before I started doing this this video stuff for you guys out there. But yeah, when I'm not working on the house, or when I'm not hanging out with her, watching a movie, or going out to eat, play video games, listen to music, edit videos, and yeah, pretty much just like everybody else out there. All right, my scariest experience. Well, kind of touched upon that. Running into just random people in the woods. A couple times this year already, I've been literally in the middle of nowhere and had like hollers, like people screaming or people whistling. That's always kind of weird. Homeless guy on the trail, the random guy on the trail. As for animals, I've been out in Yellowstone. I've been in between a bison and a grizzly bear before. This year with my rattlesnake experience. The bears in my campsite. So yeah, I've had quite a few scary experiences. I had a badger come after me out in Yellowstone as well. So yeah, but I'm still here to tell you guys about it. Oh, and the thunderstorm I got stuck up in Sheboygan back 2 years ago. There's a video for that on my channel if you want to check that out. New to hiking, will you make beginner videos? A couple people have asked me for this. I had somebody reach out to me and say, like, can I make like a what's in my bag video? I do want to make those style videos. It's just it's hard to find time to do stuff like that, and I feel like there's so many other videos that can do it better than I can. But yeah, eventually I would like to do something like that, just going over like maybe the essentials I hike with, or what to take on a day hike kind of deal. But yeah, I would like to do something like that. All right, getting down to the nitty gritty here. Biggest plan for 2023. I am going to be doing another 4th of July trip. I'm hoping to get down and do a couple high points. I'd like to do Maryland, West Virginia, and possibly Virginia at some point. And me and Sam have a pretty big state we're going to be heading to this year. Not going to announce it yet, but it's going to be a good one, and I can't wait to take you guys along with me and show you some really amazing sights. All right, last question here. The state park in Pennsylvania I want to see the most. Off the top of my head, it's probably Ricketts Glen. That's the one big state park I really haven't made it to yet in PA, as well as the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, Colton Point, or whatever it is. So yeah, that's going to wrap up the question and answer session. So I'm going to stoke up this fire a little bit, and we will get to the next part of this video. Give me a second. Alright, well, before we wrap up this video, like I said, I do have a giveaway for a Maksim Outdoors shirt as well as a hat. And the first people that comment my first ever state park on this channel, go back and find out what first state park I did. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll reach out to you and send you either a hat or a shirt, depending on if you're first or second. So first person that comments what state park that was will get the shirt, second will get the hat. So anyway, be wrapping this video up here in a second. I did want to give a couple shout outs to some people that supported me throughout this year. First of which was On Point Adventure Foods. They are a local company out of Western Pennsylvania. Nice enough to reach out to me and give me some free dinners and breakfasts. So big shout out to them. Check them out. Help out a local small business. They do great work. Their food's really good. And yeah, what else can I say? Like I said, On Point Adventure Foods. So I'll leave a little link below for them. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. And last but not least, for folks that hooked me up this year, Purple Lizard Maps reached out to me, and by far one of the nicest things anybody's ever done for me. They sent me each and every one of their maps, and no questions, just said, what's your address? Sent me out all these, and just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for doing that. That was really awesome. And of course, thanks to all the subscribers out there that are helping push this channel forward, likers, commenters, everybody that follows me on Instagram and Facebook. If you aren't already doing that, what are you waiting for? And of course, thanks to my wonderful girlfriend that lets me go out and go on these crazy adventures and sit out in the woods by myself or sit in, you know, an old 1933 cabin. So thank you, Sam, for allowing me to do these crazy trips. So, all right, guys. Well, that's gonna wrap up the video. I will see you all in 2023 with some new exciting hikes. As always, if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. We're almost at 2,000. Be that 2,000 subscriber. Leave a like on the video. Helps push us towards new viewers. Leave a comment. Tell me where you want to see me go in 2023. Maybe you have some hidden gem out there that you'd like me to go out and film. Check me out on Instagram and Facebook, as I just said. And to end this video, I'm going to be showing you a sneak peek at some of the videos coming out in the next couple months here. So alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed a new year in review. Alright, bring on 2023, and I appreciate each and every one of you out there. Alright, so make sure to comment for that free shirt and free hat. See you next week.